If you're following Depp and Heard and events around them, I'm sure you know recently Johnny was at the Cannes Film Festival and Amber Heard was at a film festival in Sicily, which I'll get into a little bit more. But anyway, the point is TMZ here is reporting on Amber that she's all smiles, and a lot of other places are reporting on Amber that Amber's back to Hollywood, is what they say. When I don't even think that In the Fire is a Hollywood production. I don't know every connection that the company has who made it, but it's not like a Warner Bros., Disney, actual Hollywood production. So I think that's a huge stretch, if not just flat out false. But that's what's happening. Some of these places will report it like the trial never happened. And when Johnny fans say, well, let Amber be irrelevant. Who cares about Amber? I'll tell you. TMZ, People, Rolling Stone, Geo News Entertainment, CNN Entertainment, Fox Entertainment, and the long list goes on. I know like people walking down the street don't care, but when those people walking down the street who don't care see articles keep pouring out that are positive, well then they kind of start to care a little bit again. So my point is, if you've been critical of Amber, I'd suggest keeping up the criticism, not making fun, not the TURD jokes, but just spreading the facts. Anyway, this is called Amber Heard All Smiles at New Film Premiere Returns to Acting. TMZ's been on the fence the whole time. They'll print positive on Johnny, I've covered it, but also on Amber. So they are just kind of like a mindless printing robot. They don't care who's doing what, who's on top, who's down at the bottom. They just want the clicks. And by the way, the writing's pretty crap. I mean, if you squeeze this together, it's like a paragraph and a half. All right, maybe two. Amber Heard has bounced back from her devastating defeat in her defamation trial against ex-Johnny Depp, making her triumphant return to the silver screen and a huge splash at an Italian film festival, which they don't name either because it's hard to pronounce. It was in Sicily. And by the way, it didn't seem so big. Lots of empty seats from what I saw, but it was a film festival. It was legit. So there was that. None of these articles mention that the film production started before the case. So probably like with Mera, she's in contract with them and they probably couldn't get rid of her, but some of them probably did want her anyway. The actress who seemed down for the count after a civil jury awarded Depp over $10 million in damages after the 2022 trial arrived at the 69th Taormina Film Festival for the premiere of her new film with co-star Calvani. So that's the film festival. Can't say it perfectly, but that's not the point. It's in Italy, it's in Sicily, and it's a decent-sized film festival. Let's put it that way. It's something. It's not nothing. But like this guy right here, I don't know him. This is my personal speculation. Yeah, he's an alright-looking guy. I'm sure he's got money, but also I do think he's probably pretty beta and very soft when it comes to women. I got some other words I'd say, but who knows these days on these platforms, but you guys get the point. Amber also looked radiant in a white top, cream-colored skirt, and black shoes as she mingled with the masses to promote her new movie in which she plays a widowed American psychiatrist who flies to Colombia to investigate the case of a disturbed child allegedly possessed by the devil. Great. Sounds exciting. And I hear she was actually a fraud in the movie, probably like shouldn't have an actual license or something. Okay. It certainly appears Amber has ripped a page out of the Lindsay Lohan playbook. You might recall, Lindsay also made a comeback from her drug and alcohol problems to star in the 2022 Netflix film Falling for Christmas, her first major role in years. All right? And that's it. That's where it ends. So like I said before, you could probably get like 2 paragraphs out of that article. So what are they doing with this huge headline saying Amber looks radiant and she's all smiles, and they've got a little paragraph or 2, and they've got some pictures of the guys who are apparently loving seeing Amber at this festival. Here's what they're doing. They're playing both sides, obviously, but on the side of Amber, they're putting it back out there like, hey, she's back. She's in movies. Go watch it. It's Amber. Click, click, click. Let's keep talking about it. And some people say to small YouTubers like me, why are you talking about it? Well, I am because they are. And if there's nobody to counteract them, they're not going to stop. Then before you know it, a couple of years from now, You'll be scrolling on your phone, you'll be seeing her in movies again, and you're like, wait a minute, what did I go through with Virginia? Wait, what did I go through defending Johnny? I thought, she was proved to be guilty for defamation. Well, what happened was a lot of people gave up, the media brought her back up, and the perception changed, which is a possibility. Now, people get tired. I know that. This is not my first rodeo with things like this. But when you do get tired, what you do is open space for the other side to repair their wounds and move on. That's what could happen. And people like TMZ will help that along. They might also help Johnny. Sure, they'll report good on Johnny because they want to play that side too. But they'll also be helping Little Miss Mera. Anyway, that's the news here. More to come on it. I'll be covering this until Aquaman comes out at least, because that's also another movie you'll hear the media go crazy about when it comes out, especially if it at least does decent. It doesn't have to smash it. It doesn't need $1 billion. It doesn't need 900 million for them to be real positive. As long as it doesn't completely bomb, they're going to be positive about it. Now, the good news is Flash apparently did very bad, probably partly because of Ezra Miller's controversies, which shows, a little hope there. But Ezra was headlining, and Ezra is not Jason Momoa, and Jason Momoa pulls in much bigger crowds than Ezra Miller. So I'm just kind of on the fence with how Aquaman's going to do. It might bomb, but it might not. Anyway, enough about that. Getting a little off track here. Let me know what you think down below. Doing shout-outs, special thanks, things like that. Big shout-out here to Humility First, who left me a nice super chat. But not only that, Humility's been supporting here for a very long time. I think at least 2 years. So a well-deserved shout-out. Thank you so much, Humility. And if you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be real sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.